see a lot of females ruining their body, taking the wrong anabolic steroids. They're abusing it with their high doses. They're ultimately getting bad advice from trainers as well. Stephanie, you're a very successful bodybuilder. You have a great following on social media. You look great. What is your favorite anabolic steroid or performance enhancement drug that you really found was, achieved a lot of gains, but quality gains and not so many unwanted side effects?
Well, it's not an anabolic steroid. If you can afford it, I will never prep without it, and that is pharmacy grade HGH. Serostem, there is nothing like it. It is going to improve your mood, your sleep, your recovery. Obviously, you're going to get some gains. You're going to get some fat loss. All of the perks from it are amazing. And I honestly, there's no like negative, you obviously you hear bad things about HGH, as far as like HGH gut and all this and that, but that's if you're taking like an ungodly amount and you're abusing it. And so with anything in moderation, there's no need for a woman to be taking over 3 IUs of HGH. So that's 2 to 3 is a really good dosage of that. However, you want to make sure that it's a really good quality. There's so many generics out there, and it's one of those things like if you're really going to be invested in a sport, I personally would rather use one compound and spend more money on it than have to use 5 of other compounds. Does that make sense? Like, for me, it's an investment and it's worth it.
So what Stephanie's saying here, when it comes to like taking these products, we really don't scientifically fully understand why, but when males, administer anabolic steroids or performance enhancement drugs, when you take a product and you take a second one and you stack it, or even a third, they have a synergistic effect where you end up getting more out of it. It seems like females, when you start stacking all these different products, it seems like it really brings out the side effects, the unwanted side effects. And what she's also referring to with the human growth hormone, these Chinese generics that are coming from China, they're really cheap, but you know what? We don't know what's in them. I mean, the quality is not that good, but not good at all. And sometimes it's actually completely counterfeit. But when it comes to taking the human grade, pharmacy grade human growth hormone, taking even 1.5 up to 3 IUs a day, I mean, this is a product that I actually put on some of my female competitors' programs. It works really good. I've also found methanolone, so primobolan, injectable primobolan, methanolone enanthate. Granted that it is legitimate and it's not counterfeit.
Yeah, that's one of the number one counterfeit drugs there are. So absolutely, Primo and Anavar for females, Primo, Anavar, GH. Those are the top 3 that I would ever put anyone on, like right out the gate. Like if you're ready for that, kind of reach your natural peak, it's time to kind of dabble. I would start with Anavar. Then when you're ready to inject, start with GH and Primo. And then honestly, you really shouldn't need much more than that, depending on your goals, your division, the level that you're competing at. But those 3 are pretty mild and pretty safe.
Yeah, so methanolone, there's methanolone, this is primobolan, it comes in injectable form, and methanolone acetate, primobolan acetate, that comes in oral tablet form. Now, Stephanie, so like this one product, I know it does work very good with women. A lot of women will switch from Anavar and, closer to their competition, they might take Winstrol. This is a very good product. Granted, it's not abused and it's not taken for too long. What is your opinion on Winstrol?
Personally, I love Winstrol. I do think that is pretty, well, it's not a thought. It's a well-known fact. It is very liver toxic. So you don't want to run it for a really lengthy period of time. I like to run it the last like 6-7 weeks of my prep. So you typically have to be fairly lean, I would say in the single digit body fat to even really see Winstrol working and seeing the effects of it. I've taken oral Winstrol and injectable. Injectable is my favorite. Oral Winstrol, I noticed that, I could handle a little more. So I pushed it and then I pushed a little more. And personally, I know for me, like 20 milligrams oral is my sweet spot. Anything more than that, my voice starts to kind of strain and crack and it's just not worth it. There are more side effects, I think, with Winstrol than there are going to be with the other aforementioned drugs like Anavar, Primo, and GH. So again, everything in moderation, but also like you can't be taking Winstrol 20 weeks out. Definitely it's towards the last end of your prep. It's going to help you kind of harden up a little. You're going to be a little more vascular. You're going to burn that last bit of fat. It dries you out as well. So, you know, you might get some dry, achy joints. I personally, I love Wind Straw.